Hey, how y'all doing today? Thank y'all so much for dropping by. I just really want to talk about people that's foolish and basically getting in relationships with people that you are unequally yoked with. If you're not equally yoked with someone, you can end up with a fool. Meaning you're always going to be arguing, fighting. Some people are going to be cheating, stepping out on a relationship, no matter if it's just a relationship that you're in a relationship with someone, fiance, engagement, marriage. If you end up with someone that's foolish, all they're going to do is they're going to be in an outrage. They're going to laugh at you, and there's going to be no quit. This is foolish people now. This is in the word. This ain't me making this up. This is in the Bible. Like, if you're arguing with somebody all the time, constantly, you're at each other's throat, 9 out of 10, you either need to get some help, get some therapy, anger management, whatever it is to save your relationship, engagement, or marriage. You cannot just let your stress level get that high with your hot temper, your blood is always boiling, your pressure's going up, you may have high blood pressure or something like this. This is dangerous. Stress can really be bad for your health, and I know you guys don't want to be sick, in the hospital, stressed out because of a person that you're with, a terrible spouse or relationship or whatever. It can even be friends or family. But the most stressful part is when you got to come home to this person if you're married, or you're on the phone with somebody that you're trying to get married to. You're trying to build a relationship, a bond, or a connection, and you just can't seem to get through to them. It's like they're immature. Like they can't comprehend the things that you're trying to tell them. And that's why God wants us to be with Christians. Because if you're a Christian, if you're spiritual, if you're in the Word, if you're close to Jesus Christ, if you're trying to live a saved and sanctified life and be holy, and you end up with a non-believer, basically a sinner, a person that's in the world, a worldly person that likes to do these worldly, sinful things, and the man may be with a woman that dressed provocative, that can spark an argument. She may look at you, you look over at a girl that walks by, and you didn't really look at her like that, but you just looked over to see who it was because you didn't know who it was, and that could spark an argument. Insecurities, trust issues, heartbreak, trauma from when you were a child. These are the things that destroy relationships. People don't like to talk about it because you don't want to end up married to someone, because you can't just get a divorce. You will be living in adultery if you try to go marry somebody else. If you divorce the person and they're still alive, the person will have to pass away first. Then you can move on and go marry somebody else, because that covenant is broken. The vows are broken with that person because they passed away and went to go be with the Lord, if they made it to heaven. That is very serious. You have to really think about long term. If you're Christian and you're spiritual and you want to live and you want to honor God's commandments, because adulterers and fornicators won't make it in the gates of heaven if you're doing this, if you're living in sin. That's why I touch on it, because it seems to be overlooked in the dating market for some apparent reason, in the marriage and people that's married in the dating market. Like, people overlook the fact that you're thinking long-term, building together, having kids, having a legacy left behind. If you have a business, children that want to start stuff together and just build a beautiful life together, but things don't seem to work out because you try to get with somebody that's unequally yoked. You may have went after looks, money, status, and once again, you don't want to be with anyone that's foolish. You can't get along with them. You can't see eye to eye. It's always something. Every time you turn around, you're arguing, you're fussing, you're fighting. And guess what? When people are filled with that demonic spirit, there's no quit. The devil or the demons, they're possessed by demonic demons that just will not let them rest. Their mind is not at peace. And then they're projecting all their anger and frustration out on you because they probably work a hard job, 9 to 5, whatever. They come home mad and full of the devil, evil, angry at the world because they're mad at their boss, they're mad at their job, they're not happy. But you didn't see the red flags when you got with them. This is why I say you're supposed to take your time when you're trying to get engaged and married to someone. Just because you're alone You may miss something if you're going to rush into something. That's what I'm saying. And if you end up with a foolish person, all they're going to do is argue with you, be all outrageous and belligerent and just crazy, and they're going to laugh, and there's going to be no quit. Foolish people do this. Like I said before, it can be relationships, friends, family, associates at work. These are foolish people. And you don't want it, like I said before, you do not want to end up in a relationship with someone like this and get a divorce to them. You cannot just go marry somebody else. You will be living in adultery. That will be sin. God said in the word, if a woman divorces her husband, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. The only way you can get out of it is you can divorce if it don't work out, or you can just separate until someone passes away first, and then you're allowed to go marry somebody else. Other than that, if you can get close to God, this is for believers and Christian, spiritual people, and good people that just want to know the truth. Non-believers, worldly people, celebrities, people that's living that high lifestyle, that high-end lifestyle, they're not really trying to hear anything righteous. You know, a lot of people are wicked now out there nowadays. They're selling their soul to the devil for looks, money, status. You know, they're getting their bodies done. It's all about the bag. It's all about getting to the bag. Money, money, money. It's adulterous. Everybody is worshiping money now. It's a lot of stuff going on out here in the world that can sidetrack you. And that's the enemy job. His job is to distract you with foolish people. When you start to understand that, and you can see this clearly, clear as day, you will understand it. You will be like, no, I'm just going to stay to myself. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be a good and faithful servant to God. You know, I'm going to pray. I'm going to fast. I'm going to stay in faith, because that right there is the recipe to being a good Christian, a good spiritual person, a person that wants to walk in faith and not by sight. We have to put God first. We got to get baptized in the name of Jesus Christ. We have to live a holy, righteous life. It's hard. I was in church service on Zoom with the family, and my pastor, which is my uncle, he brought something to my attention. He said it's going to be hard for holy and righteous people to make it into heaven. So what do you think about foolish people that's non-believers that just like to argue, fuss, and fight? So that's just, you know, I just wanted to touch on this story about foolish people. Don't let them get to you. It ain't nothing but the enemy and the devil, demonic demons that's in them, that's ruling their life, and just pretty much just got them doing things ungodly that they're not supposed to be doing. And we all get it. Everybody goes through something, but that's still no excuse to dog somebody out, treat them unkind, and be mean and nasty and vindictive, and always got to clap back at every little thing. Like, these people are foolish. And I'm gonna definitely bring this to some people's attention. The reason why I bring this up is because I know some family that have been going through this, so I'm definitely going to share this message with them. I'm going to talk to them about this in this verse, so that they will understand foolish people. God already warned us about foolish people. God already warned us about them. So don't let this get to you. Don't let this be like heartbreaking. Don't let this deter you from your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, whatever you want to become, because somebody told you that you can't do it. See, because some people are non-believers. They don't believe like you. They don't have the faith like you. They're not walking in faith and not by sight. They don't have your spirit. So we have to understand people are like that out here. We have to be true to ourselves. You know, don't let nobody deter you from your goals and dreams and say, hey, well, you can't do it, because I never seen myself ever being able to do it, or I came from a poor family or poor background, or even if we did have the money, we just didn't have the vision to create something that great, and you did it with a little of nothing. People compare, like I said, once again, foolish things. It can sidetrack you, and that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to stay positive, motivate, inspire people to draw souls to God and stay on this holy train, because this holy train is passing through. And I hope if you do get on, you subscribe, you click the notification bell, you follow, you know, and you stay on this holy train, this righteous train with me, because I love self-improvement. I love sharing messages. That's what it take a true chosen disciple that truly wants to live right, that truly wants to live right. It does take that. Like, and it's so hard to find that nowadays. You go through so much content, and there's so many people are living just worldly, but they're claiming to be chosen. They ain't telling people to get baptized. God said, if one is not baptized and born again, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. They ain't leading people, telling them, hey, listen, you got to follow those 10 commandments. You got to get out of that adulterous relationship. If you know you divorced and remarried somebody else, you're going to have to find your way out of that until that person, you know, that you divorced, either reconcile with them or stay single. So you got to divorce that person. Basically, from my understanding, the only grounds that you have to divorce somebody is for cheating. That is the only grounds that you have to divorce. So you're allowed to separate and divorce. You just can't go divorcing and getting remarried to somebody else just because, you know, you feel like it. You know, like, I'm bored. This person gained weight. They're unattractive. They got ugly. They don't keep their self up anymore. They don't look good as they used to look when we first met in high school. Of course, people are going to change if you don't, you know, have these standards, rules, you know, boundaries and morals. If you don't set the record, as soon as you get, hey, this is on the contrary, you have to work out. Like, we agreed to that. I do not want you getting fat. I do not want you getting out of shape. I don't want to stop dating you. I want to show you off. I want to be loved. I want to go places. I want to see things. I want to travel. You don't want to be with anybody foolish. That's understanding. That will be lack of knowledge. God said my people will perish for lack of knowledge. People not bringing them the message like they should. Don't be getting with somebody you see all the red flags. They're a sinner. And you know you're trying to live a Christian lifestyle. Oh, well, maybe I can convert them or change them whenever we get married. Just because I'm a codependent and I don't want to be alone. No, you want a companion. Somebody you can spend the rest of your life with in peace. You don't want to be going with the devil, trying to turn the devil into a Christian. You know that's not going to happen. You already know that's not going to happen. That person been living like that. And they already told you, hey, I'm going to change when I get ready to change. I'm not listening. They're rebellious. They have a dark spirit. Light and dark should not fellowship together. So why am I trying to marry somebody that's darkness? That's full of witchcraft, witches and warlocks, and you think you can change them. I'm just saying, people, like, we got to wise up. We definitely have to wise up. So don't even think you can just, you know, do these things and there are not going to be any consequences. So I just want to leave you with that. Just talk about foolish people today. I ain't meaning it that way, but I ain't meaning it in a bad way. But, you know, like, well, I just want to show you that, yeah, toxic people, yeah, stay away from them if you know you're trying to live a Christian lifestyle. If you're loving, you're inspiring, you're trying to live your best life. You're trying to live out your dreams and travel the world with the person you really truly want to be with, and you love, and you know you have a passion for what you do. You know, so thank you so much for staying this long. God bless everybody. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope you subscribe, you know, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of these messages that I come across, I study, or, you know, I get it from preachers or bishops or pastors, and I just share it with y'all. That's what a true disciple is supposed to do. Share the truth, inspire, motivate people to draw souls to Christ. Not all this fake, phony baloney out here. All this cotton candy, you know, little pastors and bishops, they lying to people. That's our damning liars, and women pastors and false prophets. You know, fake Christians, fake chosen ones, claim to be chosen, and they don't lead people to Christ. They don't tell them, hey, look out for these things. Look out. If you see any red flags, that's a red flag. Like, hey, take notice. This person cursing too much. This person drinks. This person smokes. These people could be foolish. And you know, when people drink and smoke, what happens? They get foolish. They start trying to fight. It could be a physical or argument break out over their drunk, over their smoking, they're doing drugs. These are red flags, people. Don't go with the lukewarm stuff. Oh, one day they're good for like 2 days out of the week. I can handle that. So you're gonna 2 days out of the week, this person is 1 day out of the week, but the rest of the day they're acting foolish and crazy and losing their complete mind. I'm just saying, we gotta think. We gotta use our mind. God said people shall perish for lack of knowledge. So we gotta use our knowledge. That's all. Use our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, and live by truth. Live by the 10 Commandments and the Holy Bible. Everything is in the Bible. There's nothing new under the sun. That's in the Word. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything you want to know is in the Bible. Google it. Whatever. We're in the time of AI. Thank you so much.